Good morning and welcome to this week's Community Live show. I'm Cynthia Sutton with the Ocean Springs Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, and I'm Stacy Howell with the Mary C. O'Keefe Cultural Center.
And we are at a beautiful place today. We'll tell you a little bit more about it, but we are here at 12 Oaks.
Yep, absolutely beautiful place. You're going to get to see all about it. But we do have a lot of great things going on in town, uptown, downtown, and all around town.
That's right. We're closing out Mardi Gras season, so thanks for everybody who's been a part of that. We'll be announcing the winner of our King Cake contest later today. In addition to that, we're getting ready for now St. Patrick's Day. So we have our St. Patty's Day event downtown, uptown, all around town on March the 16th, starting at 10 a.m. And there'll be a lot of green specials and drink specials and live music and fun throughout town. And in addition to that, of course, we have our annual Spring Arts Festival on March the 23rd and 24th. We're doing the final planning to put all that together in downtown Ocean Springs.
Yep, there's going to be a lot of fun. And at the Mary C. tonight, we're having a charcuterie class. So we're going to have lots of different meats and cheeses and accoutrements and things, and learning how to put those together for the best taste.
I know I need that lesson.
Yes, so you can bring out your own tray and learn how to make a beautiful display full of delicious things for your next upcoming event. This class is going to be led by Michael Paletti, and he's been doing lots of great things with us, including Sunday brunches.
Wow, is there still room to get into the class tonight?
There is. The registration is going to close about noon today, so make sure to go ahead and get your reservation in, but we do have a few slots available, and this is also a very popular class, and we did add a few extra slots at the last minute, so make sure to go ahead and get your reservation in now if you're interested in that
and
for
you
tonight.
Can just go call the Mary C. or go to themaryc.org.
Yes, themaryc.org, or give us a call and we'll help you with your reservation. And also on Sunday, we do have the delicious Sunday brunch, and it changes up a little bit every week. This week's menu includes deviled eggs and mimosa, oysters on the half shell with champagne granada, meat and cheese board, a green tomato galette, and black pepper cake with masqueraded strawberries.
That sounds delicious.
So delicious. And it's unlimited mimosas, so make sure to come by, check it out. It's so much fun because you get to meet the other people you're in there with. They do some demonstrations. You're able to talk to them about the entire process. So it's a lot of fun and some delicious food every Sunday at the Mary C.
And I think that's a great addition to have that as a brunch location there at the Mary C. with the Culinary Cafe there. So it gives people a chance to kind of really see what Kimmy does in the cafe and some of the other chefs.
Yes, we have the Palettis that are going to be there. Kimmy will be there as well, and it's delicious. And that's one of the things that some of our participants have mentioned is it's so nice just to go and to be able to have more of that one-on-one experience with the chefs and to learn a little bit more each and every Sunday. And also on Sunday, we're having the community concerts, and this is the last one of their series for this year, and that's with Quiana Linnell, and she's going to have a modern flair to jazz covers. So
sounds fun.
Yeah, and they have a great turnout every Sunday. Make sure to come out and check that out. That's going to be, I believe, 2:30 on Sunday, and you can contact the community concerts to get tickets for that event.
Wonderful. A lot of things.
Yeah, and we would like to really congratulate Ocean Springs High School. Chris Permenter, the cast and the crew of Scenes of Whitesnake. We've been covering that this year. You've seen in the past a few of their scenes and what their beautiful set looked like. It was an absolutely beautiful set. Beautiful show, and they really represented Mississippi well at the Southeastern Theater Conference.
And just real quick, just mention that. What is that?
It is one of the largest regional theater contests in the world. So there were about 18 different schools there participating. Ocean Springs High School was one of the top 2 high schools in Mississippi to advance to this theater festival. And at this festival, they won a number of awards, including Best Tech Crew, Best Set Design, Best Costume Design, Best Overall Technical Excellence, and they also won 3 different All-Star Cast Awards. That was Renee Coppola, Callie Williams, and Corbin Davis.
Congratulations, team.
Yeah, congratulations, Chris Permenter, the cast, the crew, all of the parents, the family, and the friends who supported them through this process. They started back last May getting this show ready, so it really is one of those never-ending shows, but they just had their last performance in Knoxville, Tennessee. Congratulations on a beautiful show.
Definitely. Wow. A lot of things going on. Always arts, culture, and a lot of activity going on here in Ocean Springs. So a lot of things going on. Don't forget to visit our websites for more information on these events and other activities. But right now, what we're going to do is turn it over to one of our features. Talk a little bit about why we're here.
Yep. It's an absolutely beautiful place, 12 Oaks. If you've never been here, this is a place you really want to see. So now I'm going to turn it back over to Cynthia.
Hey there, thank you, Stacy. I am here with Melanie Allen here on the grounds of 12 Oaks in Ocean Springs. And I want Melanie just to tell us a little bit more about your involvement here with 12 Oaks and
Absolutely.
what 12 Oaks is for those that are watching.
This is one of my favorite places in all of Ocean Springs and maybe that I've ever been to, Cynthia.
Beautiful.
This is 12 Oaks. It is managed and owned by the Land Trust for the Mississippi Coastal Plain. I'm a board member on the Land Trust. And the 30 acres here that comprise 12 Oaks, from Highway 90 all the way to the bayou, is permanently protected and conserved under the umbrella of the Land Trust. Our organization has over 9,500 acres in the lower 6 counties that are under our protection.
That is amazing. And you know, in Ocean Springs, we love historic preservation and we love our trees, we love our nature. So this is a wonderful thing to have here in Ocean Springs, and thank you to the Land Trust for preserving
it's a wonderful property. The history here is as important as the absolute beauty. There are 300- and 400-year-old live oaks. We have 3 walking trails. People are invited out here. Even if the gate is closed at the end of the driveway, you can park your car, come walk on the trails. We have an artist in residence project that I know you're going to talk about a little bit later. That is thrilling. But there is a beautiful spirit here. This property was owned by a former slave named Johanna Blunt Smith. And she owned this property in the 1880s before she was emancipated and could legally own property. And she moved here with her husband. Years later, the woman who had been her mistress, her owner, had lost her resources in the Civil War, showed up here, and Johanna's family took her in. So there's a remarkable sense of spirit here.
Wow.
And then years later, around 1900, this was a church ground, and there were actually baptisms, torchlit baptisms down on the bayou. It's beautifully picturesque here. There's a serenity, and there's this wonderful spirit of Johanna.
Wow. And you know, and her house is still here that we use for projects that we'll talk about in a moment.
Yes.
But tell us a little bit, you said the trees here, there are live oak trees. They're more than 400 years old, I believe.
Going by the diameter of the trees, which is how we know the arborist requests that you calculate a tree. We have these main 3 trees. There are actually more than 12 of these magnificent trees. But the 3 right by the house are called Faith, Hope, and Charity. And
Very fitting.
the church built their building at the foot of Faith, which is extremely wonderful. But we love the way it's almost an umbrella up there, and the limbs reach out to each other. And when you see people of any age climbing some of the trees because we actually have some limbs that come down to the ground. But it is a joy to be part of this program. I know your folks are going to enjoy hearing about our Artist in Residence project, which we've had here for more than 6 years.
Yes, real quick, tell us about that. Here at 12 Oaks, you guys preserve this property and do a lot of, you have the walking trails and have a lot of aspects here that you really preserve the nature of the grounds here. But this house here, you just explained a little bit more about it, but you guys are using it now as an artist in residency project, and you said you've done that for many years.
We've done it for more than 6 years. Carmen Lugo is our selected artist this cycle, and we're very excited about what she's being inspired to do. But we struggle. We want the public to feel welcome here and enjoy the property, but it needs to be respectful and low impact. And this Artist in Residence project just came as a brainchild for our group, and we've pursued it with support from the Mississippi Arts Commission for more than 6 years. We've had sculptors out here, we've had an author, we've had mixed media. Last year we had Ellen Ellis Lee, who was spectacular. She interpreted 12 Oaks through some of her ladies that were made with items she had found here. It was extraordinary.
Wow.
And then at the end of the residency, the Land Trust gets a few pieces of the art from the artist. We use it to tell our stories to everybody about why conservation matters, and we fundraise with it too. So it is a wonderful, this is a perfect property for an artist residency.
Wonderful project and very fitting in Ocean Springs.
It is.
Thank you for carrying that legacy on and making everything here what it is. It's a really cool project.
Yes.
So now what I'm going to do is say thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
a part of this.
Thank you for telling
Thank
the
you
story.
thank you for telling the story. You told it wonderfully.
Thank you very much.
So now what I'd like to do is actually we do have our artist in residency here with us. So I'd like to turn it back over to Stacy
That's a great idea.
to feature that.
Hi. As you can see, this is a beautiful place. It has beautiful history, a beautiful story, and they also have some beautiful artwork that is inspired by this area.
Yes.
So,
now what I'm going to do is we're actually going to follow Stacy inside, and we're going to check out the inside of this house to learn a little bit more about our featured artist in residency. I'm going to turn it back over to Stacy and her artist.
hi, and I have with me today the resident artist, Carmen Lugo. So thanks for joining us, Carmen.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about this Artist in Residence program that you're a part of.
So I started at the beginning of January. January 6th was my official start date, and it'll run through May. At the end of May, there will be a show, and it'll feature some of the work that's been made here, as well as I think there's a group coming down that, so I think we're going to have all the artists that have been previously artists in residence here. We're going to include their work in that show too. But right now what I'm doing is I'm getting inspired by the land, inspired by the house, and creating artwork just kind of to reflect the feel and the textures out here and everything I love about 12 Oaks. So every artist kind of sings in their own voice when they come here.
That's absolutely
It's
beautiful.
really
So tell us about some of the pieces and how you've been inspired by the land to create them.
So some of the pieces are still in the works, and some of them are finished. I kind of have them just mixed in. Some were inspired by the lovely camellias out here, like this encaustic piece, and these hand-built. These are like hand-built out of cloth and wax. They're not quite put on yet. I'm still working on it. But these are inspired also by the camellias and all the different
That's
flora and
beautiful.
fauna out here. Same here, I have this Japanese climbing fern that's been embedded into the encaustic. And encaustic is beeswax and damar resin, so you paint with hot wax, and you put a layer on, you fuse it with the blowtorch, you put a layer on, you fuse it with the blowtorch. So I've got that heating up in there. I know you can probably smell it. I also have this little sculpture I'm starting here. It's, I say it's a sculpture. It's a little bit of a mix of a 3D piece, but those are inspired by lacewing eggs. Lacewing are a type of insect, and their eggs kind of look like these pods. I'm sure you've probably seen them and not known it. So these, and then I have some that are inspired by the different patterns on the leaves that I find out here.
Beautiful.
And some inspired by the bark and the textures on the trees. This wax painting of the bayou down there in Old Fort Bayou. These are inspired by the way the silt settles in the bayou in the back. So these will have a little wash to reflect like the tannic water, you know, the kind of brown tannic water that goes over it. But I always love the patterns that the silt settles in down there. Some little practice skies that I'm just kind of experimenting with. These hand-built pieces take quite a while, so I'll usually do a bit, then work on something, then do a bit, then work on something. I generally rotate pieces. And then the rest is stuff that I do when I'm taking breaks from working.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. I love how you're inspired by the land, the different pieces that you come up with. So you're inspired by the land, you create these pieces, but you also do workshops and other events for the public and for other artists as well.
I do. We'll have some workshops at 12 Oaks. We're going to have some open studio days, for lack of a better term, that we're planning. So we're going to invite the public out, and if you want to come out and paint and just kind of hang at 12 Oaks and talk and interact, we're going to do that too. I think we're going to also have some plein air workshops. I would really like to do a beginning drawing sketchbook workshop, so I can kind of teach people that are maybe intimidated by the idea of drawing, to show them that it's something that you can do, that it can be learned, and create and keep a sketchbook that they can, you know, it's a great feeling to be able to start something like that and follow through with it.
So what has been your favorite part about being a part of this residency?
I really love the land. I really love being so close to nature, being able to hike the trails in the morning. see all the different insects. You know, I love insects. So to see all the different insects out here, and you know, there's a feel to this place, and once you're in it, I told Melanie and I told Mark LaSalle too, it's like being on the back of a sleeping giant. It's something that's bigger than you, and it's like you're allowed to be here. And the more you know it, the more you think of it as a living, breathing thing.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful to get to know.
Oh, wow. So if anyone is interested in being a part of this residency program, how would they go about doing that, and what would you suggest for them to do?
If you want to apply for the Artist in Residency program, the Land Trust is going to have a web page, I believe, with the paperwork up there. So you'll be able to contact the Land Trust and inquire about the residency. That's what I did, and then email my paperwork to them. It gets reviewed, and then they go about choosing their artist, and they'll contact you if you were chosen. So I think that's probably the way to go, is to contact the Land Trust.
That is absolutely incredible. And also, if anyone's interested in seeing your artwork before this show is completed, can they see that in other places around town?
Usually I have work up at Smith & Lynn's. I had some at Almost Circle Gallery. Right now I'm kind of keeping my inventory low because I'm getting prepared for a couple shows I have coming up.
Yeah.
So most of my work is either in process. There's a show at the Ora O'Keeffe Museum right now that's Mississippi Art Colony Traveling Show. I have a little bit of work there. So it's usually just at any time it's traveling somewhere.
Wow.